Hello everybody, my name is 711 and welcome to the 9th week of the Pokemon Battle Association. This week we are battling Noah, and Noah has a pretty good team. As you can see, he's got a lot of offensive threats like Banded Flygon, he has a bulky Excadrill, he's got a Latios, he has the Dragon Steel Fairy Core, as you can see, which is pretty difficult to break down if it's played properly. I mean, if you have, Steel, Latios can resist it. It's pretty difficult if you really look into it. But I have a pretty interesting team to bring up against it. So he starts off with a Rotom and I lead Chansey. And so I decided to lead with a wall and see what's going to happen. So I decided to switch into Mega Magnetric because of the Lightning Rod boost. And so he Volt switches, I get the Lightning Rod special attack boost, and I'm off to a great start right away. Right off the bat. So I have to Mega Evolve first turn that Magnetic stays in. I figured Excadrill would probably be coming in, and so there's the Mega Evolution, and I figured that he would be coming in, but just in case I went for the Hidden Power Ice, and as you can see that does not do very much, even at +1. We see the leftovers, and I was very tempted to go for Overheat, but he has Latios, he has Flygon, he has Rotom Wash. It just wasn't a very good idea to go for Overheat. So he does go for the Earthquake. This Excadrill is intimidated, and really my best plan on tackling this Excadrill is to burn it. So I did bring in Sableye. So in comes the Rotom, and I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and it does connect. So I've been pretty fortunate with my Will-O-Wisps. So Rotom is not in a very good position here. So I go for the Taunt, just in case he wants to trick an item or something. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp himself. So that was a really great play on my part. So the burn is doing a little bit more damage than leftovers on Rotom is healing back up. So now he Volt switches. I lost that electric immunity. So Citrus Berry, Sableye keeps Sableye back in the game, and Rotom exits. So he brings in Sylveon, which is the perfect, counter to Sableye, really. Why I didn't switch, I don't know. But I went for a knockoff because an item was still... Oh wait, he switched, and I went for knockoff, I'm sorry. Yeah, and like I said, an itemless Sylveon is much scarier than an item... I'm sorry, it's much less scary than an item Sylveon. That's what I'm trying to say. So, Chansey takes very little damage from that Hyper Voice, and in comes Hitmontop. Now, Hitmontop shouldn't be able to do anything to Sableye, and that is precisely why I brought Sableye at all. The thing is, with Sableye, Hitmontop, what does Hitmontop usually run? Close Combat, Fake Out, Pursuit, all these moves really aren't going to hurt Sableye at all. And if he keeps a turn in while Sableye burns it, that's even better for me. Then I can recover on it. Because Close Combat's not going to do anything, Fake Out's not going to do anything, Mach Punch isn't going to do anything, I already used my item, so Knockoff isn't going to do anything, Sucker Punch isn't going to do a whole lot, especially if he's burned. So Sableye is the switch into Hitmontop every single time. Every single time. So that did a lot of damage, that Earthquake did. So I was just testing the waters, see what kind of Flygon this is. Turns out this is a Choice Banded Flygon. So in comes Staraptor. I wanted to really test this theory. Is he choiced? The calculation said that he's probably choice banded, and that just proves it. So in comes the Rotom, and really there's nothing here that doesn't want to take a close combat except for perhaps the Hitmontop with Intimidate and perhaps Sylveon. So that did crazy amounts of damage to Rotom, and another one is going to take it, just going to take him out. I believe this is a choice banded Staraptor. If I'm pretty sure it's a choice banded Staraptor, which means that he's going to speed tie with the Flygon, and that just does not sound like fun. Now Latias naturally outspeeds it. Outspeeds by 10 speed, base 10 speed points. So I switched Chansey in, and this is a stall fest here. So I have this bit of the battle going a bit faster. I keep soft boiling up because that's the best thing I can do for right now. Since this Latios is Life Orb, then he can't switch up his moves, and that's why I didn't bring in Sableye earlier. So he decides enough is enough, I'm getting weakened by Life Orb damage and such, so Hitmontop is now in, as I go for one more soft boiled on that switch into Hitmontop. So he probably figures that Sableye is going to come in again, and in comes the Latias. And so I do in fact switch into the Sableye, just as I said. So this is not a very good situation. If I wanted to go for Sucker Punch, that would be one thing, take out Latias, but he could just as easily switch and Sucker Punch them fails. So he's just going to drop a Draco Meteor, and that is pretty much the end for Latias, because you have no more special attack, really. Chansey is just going to eat up all of your hits all day, and I am perfectly free to start Seismic Tossing. So, so this Hitmontop does decide to Intimidate, and there's the Seismic Toss. Let's see how much that really hurts. That is a 3-hit KO, so of course I'm not going to stay in. And here's the Sableye coming in. Like I said before, he's the switch every single time. So I'm going to he's going to withdraw back out into the Sylveon. And do I go for a Will-O-Wisp, or do I go for a knockoff? Well, that's not going to do anything because Sylveon already lost its item. Probably Recover would have been a better play there, but whatever. So Chansey walls, Chansey just walls the everything. Yeah, Chansey pretty much walls everything except Hitmontop, and maybe the Excadrill. So I saw this as an opportunity for Mega Magnetric to come in, and so I go for a Volt Switch here. If he wanted to go into Excadrill, I would have been okay with that, I guess. So here's the part where Chansey comes back in again, because really Sylveon, look how much damage that Hyper Voice did. That's hardly anything at all. So Sylveon is going to exit. Out comes the Flygon, and Flygon is going to come in safely because I saw foil. So here is a really weird scenario here. Okay, he U-turns. Choice made U-turn. How much does that do? I do stay in. Doesn't do all that much, because Chansey is just a bulky, beastly tank. So there's a Seismic Toss, and I believe that Seismic Toss does knock out the Latios. Yes, it does. So now it is a 6-4 battle. But that does give a chance for Hitmontop to come in for free. If I were him, I would have brought the Excadrill in. But whatever. So Sableye burned the Sylveon and burned something else, I think. But ultimately, honestly, Sableye's only jobs are to burn the Hitmontop and the Excadrill, and maybe even burn the Flygon, but that's not entirely necessary. So, in comes Staraptor, because I was trying to predict a switch. I forget what switch it was, but here is the Excadrill. I know that Excadrill has leftovers, so I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with an intimidated Excadrill with leftovers because Excadrill is slow. So I go straight into Mainnet Trick. And that intimidates the Excadrill. Now, this is the turn that I finally go for Overheat. I was actually really scared this whole battle because he still had the Excadrill in the back. I was trying to preserve a 6-0 for this battle, and I didn't want to really sack something off in order to bring in Mega Mainnet Trick for free. So I go for the Volt Switch, and that does a little bit of damage, just a wee teeny little bit of damage. And who comes in? Heracross comes in. So this is an opportunity for Heracross to start sweeping. Heracross outspeeds everything on Noah's team. Defense fell, special defense fell. That is going to assure that this stab close combat knocks out Hitmontop. So because this Heracross is Choice Scarfed, I get a Moxie boost, and here we go. So in comes Sylveon. I did a calculation that at half health, which is where the Sylveon's at half health, close combat is guaranteed to knock it out, even though it's resisted, unless Sylveon has some EVs. And yes, Sylveon does have some EVs. So this was the point here where I finally understood that this was not going to be a 6-0 sweep. So what I decided to do was, with this Sylveon here, I decided to continue going for the close combat and sack off the Heracross. And the reason for that was because I really needed Sylveon to not just heal up on a switch. That was basically my rationale. So here comes another Protect from the Sylveon. Sylveon scouting out what I want to do. I go for the close combat. Another Protect fails. I really don't know why he did that. So there's the close combat. And the Sylveon did not go down there, very surprisingly. So now Chansey's up. And he has to withdraw the Sylveon here. And so this is where we get into a little bit more of a stall, because Flygon has a good bit of health. He's going for Outrage, his strongest move, and it is doing a little bit less than, it's doing a little bit more than what Soft Boil is doing, I believe. Because, yeah. So now he's confused due to fatigue, and Chansey is just trying to find that opening in order to absolutely nuke this Flygon. Flygon lives there, goes for another outrage. I want like some sort of hit with confusion. I either want him to hit himself in confusion or Chansey to just go down. One of those two is what I was really looking for. So here's an outrage, and Chansey finally does go down, and so still confused. And basically, I just send in Staraptor, and this Staraptor can just wrap up the game with Quick Attack. That's essentially the end game. I removed Flygon from the layout a little bit early, but that's okay. So instead of this being a 6-0, because I didn't want to sack something, I ended up having to sack stuff in order to bring stuff in. So this was a comfortable 4-0 victory. It was a pretty comfortable victory as soon as Latios used Draco Meteor. That was probably the downfall there, and then when Excadrill went down, that made it a little bit easier too. But other than that, Noah, you played very well, and you have a very good team. But my Stealth Rock got the better of you for a while, and you didn't really have much for Chansey. Gudrun never hit the field, interestingly. But anyway, that's the battle, guys. Noah, good luck for the rest of the season, and thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, then give this video a like and comment down below what you enjoyed, and stick around for more Pokemon Battle Association battles for the future, because this is week 9 out of 13, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.